Episode 2 seemed to be a tale of loose lips. There were instances that went unheard, but a murdered Faithful's last words had the potential to spell the end for another Faithful. Before I get to those incidents, I will admit I was surprised who the traitors picked to be their first victim. I was all set for it to be either Mark or Michelle. David was the chosen one, someone who I thought would end up being heavily suspected as the game went on. He could have easily been picked to leave the game by Andrew, but David ended up being eliminated by the traitors instead. It looked like the move had the desired effect, causing confusion amongst the Faithfuls, all except for Michelle, who didn't seem surprised by the move. Michelle thought the traitors would go for one of the strongest or popular Faithfuls, like Faye. Before the mission, we saw the first incident of a loose tongue when Eamon spoke with Pordy.
You know, but there's nothing that you can concretely say that there might be.
Have you a name for tonight? Or for inside?
No.
Eamon's little mistake had the possibility of getting him in trouble, but it didn't seem like anybody else in the room heard him. He was very lucky, as we know it doesn't take much to get someone banished. I was surprised to hear Caitlin's name come up in the Faithful's discussions of possible traitors. I had her down as the one to survive the furthest out of the three. It might not even go anywhere outside of the group that were part of the conversation, but it will definitely have them thinking about which young female could possibly be a traitor. On to the mission, and this is the kind of mission I was expecting the show to come up with from the start. Something that infuses a cultural aspect that can be a bit unique to that franchise. It's why I get annoyed when they pick generic ones that have been done many times before. Even if production does end up repeating something, change it a little to infuse a local aspect or have another twist to it. It was also interesting and nice hearing the Irish language. I've rarely had the opportunity to hear it in the couple of trips I've made to Ireland or with the Irish media I've seen. While trying to solve the correct clues, they failed in their first attempt to light the dagger. It didn't happen the second time either. Things didn't look good, but the third time was definitely a charm. With seconds to go, the dagger lit up in flames. This meant €5,000 was added to the prize pot, taking it up to €9,800.
Case, I come out with Dad in front of everyone and I just completely shaft the two of us.
We're the runner.
Daddy. I let slip and I blurted out, Daddy. Daddy, Paddy, just make sure I'm not getting in their way of anyone, you know what I mean?
This slip of the tongue was so funny. Once again, Pordy is the only one who heard the slip. He keeps being the centre of some loose lips. In all the chaos of trying to find the wooden discs and solve the correct ones under the clues, I'm not surprised no one else heard it. Andrew better be careful, as one sniff of their connection will have the Faithfuls thinking at least one of them will be a traitor due to how they hid this. The first roundtable of the season, and it was clear that Diane might be in trouble, as multiple people brought up possible reasons they thought she was a traitor, though not surprising that they were very small reasons. I don't know how many people took stock of David's words from the previous night, that if he was eliminated then it would be Diane. Not sure why he even thought that, but his words did make its way around enough to possibly be a factor in any votes against Diane. Wilkin was one of the people I thought wasn't shown much in the first episode. Little did I know that he would end up being one of the other roundtable targets. An apparent slip of using the wrong tense about David being one of the reasons, as well as not giving any names or theories when asked. There was a moment at the round table that I thought was a head scratcher between Patrick and Nina.
No, you haven't actually said one that was on your suspicion list, actually, which is very interesting.
I was suspicious of you.
No, you never
I did in the car today.
In the car today?
Yeah, I did.
Nina did not accuse me or say that she thought of me as a traitor in the car today.
I turned over my shoulder because you were sitting there,
Yes.
and I said we were having a chat about traitors and
Yes.
cloaks, if you remember, trying on cloaks.
Yes.
And I said to you, I'll be honest with you, I have my suspicions of you. That's exactly what I said to you.
I would have remembered if anyone accused me.
At first, I thought I would want to. I'm very, very happy on this side of the fence.
I thought that you really wanted it.
No, I know there's an advantage.
And I won't lie, I thought that you might be.
No.
Did Patrick just forget this part of the conversation happened? I wasn't sure where the votes were going to lie. There wasn't a lot to go on, but I thought at least 3 different people would get a vote. It was mainly a battle between Diane and Wilkin, with Diane being banished. The moment I saw Vanessa crying, I knew at least one of the Faithfuls would think she was faking it and is a traitor. I didn't have to wait too long, as Niall in his commentary said the very thing. I was waiting to see if anyone else thought that way, but it didn't happen. I don't know if Nina is doing herself any favours in how she's going about things, and she could be someone the traitors can use as a smokescreen. There will be enough suspicion about the amount of names Nina's throwing about, whether they are her own suspicions or relaying what names other people are discussing. Eamon suggested get rid of Mark. Niall was also a potential name. Caitlin brought up Andrew, but it didn't sound like it was a real consideration, at least for now. I feel like his name is going to be bandied about every night. Eamon even brought up Faye as a potential victim.
She's fully expecting to go tonight.
Well, maybe she should get what she wants, we'll see, but like...
I get the feeling that if a traitor was to betray another, I wouldn't be surprised if Eamon took out a fellow traitor. He's very comfortable in the role, and is maybe enjoying it a bit too much.
I am enjoying the murdering, but I'd enjoy it a lot more if I could just do the murdering and I didn't have to seek permission from the others.
Mark would be an interesting option to eliminate, given it could possibly be seen as an obvious way to frame Pordy. Though Pordy has done well to take any accusation and return it with humour, there's only so much times that will work. I don't know if going after Niall will frame anyone, but there might be a small possibility of Michelle getting some heat if A is eliminated. Using the reason that she was covering herself by saying that morning that she thought Faye should watch her back. It all depends on what the traitors want to get out of their pick, someone to frame or cause more confusion. We shall see who the next victim is. Until next time.